to me, obviously, they shouldn't even allowed it. And the thing is, I would love to see who approved it. Was it the president, current president, that approved it because they didn't go through the board, some of the board members. So, and then they did have some Trump supporters there. So to me, that was a political deal that probably Trump paid somebody. That's just my own personal opinion. I think somebody got paid. They wanted to do that. And he got his talking points because, let me tell you, if you go on the websites or any of these things that the so-called Trump people, oh man, they loved it. He told them off. Our president he's a straight shooter. Those people totally tried to embarrass him. So as far as they're concerned, they won. They don't realize how bad he looked. They don't care. Calling women nasty, all that kind of craziness. So to each his own, everybody got their own interpretation. That's the reason why you have all of this craziness that's going on in the whole country. Bad faith. What is going on with that, bro?
Well, the National Association of Black Journalists, their organization, man, has taken a big hit. I mean, a big hit.
Well, they've been going down for the last 10 or 15 years, ever since these really upper echelon journalists sort of kind of, they gotten elderly or older, and they sort of kind of, let the younger people, take over. But obviously they're not as politically savvy, because I don't know if you remember when Trump was speaking one time, and they didn't even allow Black journalists to come in. All the other journalists was able to get in, but they didn't allow him to get in when they came to one of the Black colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So their credibility or their whatever is gone. They have no pulling power. And one of the reasons is because, in my opinion, they don't recruit. They don't train. Now, they used to rely on newspapers to train these young journalists. When I was working in the editorial side of the newspaper, we had a department, a person that actually recruited young journalists from high school and even in college, and gave them assignments, and then trained them to be journalists and reporters. And, before they even went to college. And while they was in college, they trained them, and they had summer programs to do that. And then they would even have a whole 3 to 4 weeks of workshops in another state or another area, and bring all those young journalists away. And then they had seasoned journalists to train them. So I don't know if these newspapers are not doing, I don't think they're doing it anymore as much as they used to, because you have to have people in the pipeline. And right now, because the newspaper business has gone down so tremendously, they're only going to get, your top journalists now. If you're just mediocre or you just trying to become a good journalist, it's hard to get in there now at a major newspaper. So, and you have to really, really be good. And sometimes it takes some people years and years before they become good, if they work at it. But the bottom line is that you have to have experience. And these local newspapers, there are no local newspapers hardly anymore. And, and then, you know, they're all political. So, I look at the Tampa Tribune that we have here, and then they have a few other papers, but they're not bringing in any advertising dollars, not no major advertising dollars. So their reporters are limited. They have fired or let go a number of major journalists in the newspaper business. So so the newspaper business and the broadcasting business is really tough nowadays because we got people like us. We are doing news now. We are talking about things that other people don't talk about. Or maybe we talk about things that interest us. I mean, there are literally thousands and thousands of people are putting out news and information about different things. Now you get all these people that's doing gossiping or doing like TMZ. They're doing that kind of stuff. Reporting on celebrities and that kind of thing, and that's fine. They get clicks, but I don't consider us a news operation, but we're more of a opinionated type of operation, information that we want to talk about and try to give facts. If we're talking about foreign affairs, or even if we're talking about different states and what have you, and politics and stuff. So basically, there's so many people that's out there giving good news. And then just like when you read your newspaper, or if you read your any book or whatever, you have to still do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to verify and do your own research so that you can have a better understanding. You can't take nobody's word for anything. Even though you might trust them, you still have to check for your own self.
Well, mm, I don't know, Ted. Yesterday I was very upset about what's going on. I done came way down. I'm almost down in the valley and everything now about this whole thing and seeing what's going on. But it really hasn't, so far that I can see, it hasn't affected the Kamala Harris campaign. And I was very, very, very surprised in how they immediately reacted and everything to what he was saying there on the stage. It was like within 12 hours and stuff, she had something to say. She was down in Houston and doing her speech there to the sorority and stuff down there. She immediately responded to it, what he was saying and what was going on and stuff there. That was really on time, and her response and everything, and what her campaign did, and about her response and everything was almost perfect. And we don't usually see that and stuff in people's campaigns. That once somebody puts something out, man, or say something negative about it, I mean, real negative about someone, they don't usually come out with a response until the thing has gotten totally out of hand. But she came right back and everything with a comment. And I found out today, listening into some of those news folks and everything, that there were uh, some newspaper people and stuff who were right there in the venue. And while the thing was going on, a couple of the news people who were White House news correspondents and everything were contacting the Kamala Harris campaign right there. They were, as soon as he was saying things, they were texting and telling them what was going on and what was happening right there in the auditorium. How the people that they didn't show were reacting and stuff to what he was saying. Matter of fact, they should have had the people up there on that stage and everything, because they was hollering about you lying, you lying, you lying, that you never heard and stuff there on the stage. Those people on the stage didn't say anything about that, but the audience was saying that you lying, you lying. So I don't know.
Well, the big thing is that he made a big whoop-de-doo. You know, you heard about CYO. We already know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that what happened is that he was negotiating or did not want fact checkers to be right there on the stage. That was the big whoop. That was the hold up. It wasn't the audio. It was that they was arguing about not having fact checkers.
Oh, okay. This is the first I heard of that. That's the first I heard that, because he made it seem like they had a problem with the audio and everything, and that's why they were late. And the fact that he threw out that quote unquote hidden thing is that most people talking about black people are always late. You know, he was sarcastically saying that. Well, you people are always late. You never start on time. You never do anything on time.
And
But
then
I
he
was on
started talking
time.
about the equipment,
Talking
and
about
really the equipment was
talking
just
about
fine.
the organization, and then
the equipment was just fine, and
and that's what Roland said the same thing. The equipment was fine; they didn't have any problem. So what you just said and everything, nobody mentioned that. At least I didn't hear it being said. You heard it, but I didn't. I didn't hear people, someone saying that was probably one of the reasons why they did it, because he was requesting them not to fact check him and stuff right there on stage. And because he would make that request and everything, and that was one of the reasons.
That was a big holdup.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I really didn't. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you said something. I am absolutely glad you said something, because that makes perfect sense, that he was throwing that crap off onto them. And in actuality, he was the one and everything that had made the hold up, because he wanted to change the format as what they were having up there on that stage. So give some relief. Anyway, I think it went very well for Kamala and stuff and everything as far as public opinion out there, because I haven't heard anybody other than his mega folks saying that it was okay. And I watched a segment of The View today. You know, the women on the stage there. And ironically, they had John Sununu on stage.
Oh, that knucklehead.
You know who he is. He's the governor.
His dad was a mess.
Governor of New Hampshire, a Republican. But guess what, Ted? She surprised me, because when they put the thing down there, said that Sununu was on there, the governor was going to be on the show, and their topic and everything, the headline underneath the video and everything said that he was okay with what Trump said. But luckily, I had to get on there to see how he could tell these these really tough women, white and black, on the set, that he thought that was okay. Because if he did, I know they'd have wrecked him on the coals, man. Them girls is tough, especially Whoopi. They don't play up on there. But he got on there and said that Trump was wrong for what he did. He said he was wrong, and that his thing was now to help the down ballot people, the senators and the House of Representative people and everything, and talk to them and tell them that if they want to be elected, that they can't have all that negative stuff going on. This is counterproductive and everything to the Republican Party, and that Trump and everything doing that stuff and everything, they have to.
That's all they got, bro.
They have in a sense to just leave him out there and let him do what the heck he's doing and let them do their own thing. But you know, most of them are not going to listen to what Sununu said.
No,
No, they're not. They're
that's
not going
all.
to listen
That's
to them.
all they got. That's all they got. They want to call her everything but a child of God, you know, and all of that. You got even some of these YT people, uh, females, talking the same crap, talking about she don't know what she is and all that kind of stuff. Well, do they know what they are? You know, I mean, Trump was lying for years, talking about he was Sweden. He from Sweden. We all know that his daddy, his granddaddy were Germans,
Yeah,
and his mama was Irish.
and to hear him just sit there and just lie about stuff, you know, it was. And
This is what America
say the
is,
girl
man.
didn't
America,
even. She just became black.
I know.
She just got to be black.
He lived her whole life black. Her whole life was black. I
Whoopi
mean,
got.
no, she didn't. Her family went through the '60s, just through all of that turmoil and all of that.
You
But
get a chance,
she lived
man.
through all of that.
You get a chance, man. Listen, go and look at the View, that little segment they had with Johnson Noodle on there. Look at it, man. Them girls were something else, man. They had me cracking up.
I'll go on YouTube and watch it.
And Whoopi was in rare form. Stuff today, man. She was in rare form today, buddy. Oh man, she was in rare form.
Whoopi don't care no more. Suspend me for 2-3 days.
She had the audience. She had the audience rolling, and even the girls on the roster was cracking up and laughing. Everything is all gone with Whoopi. It was funny, man. I'm telling you, I loved it. Oh man. Because Whoopi said she just turned black too now. she was just struck black. Oh man. It was hilarious. Oh man. Oh shoot. I had a good time with that one. And Joy, very upset. Some of those things that Joy said, man, I didn't even know that Kamala did. She was running down some stuff, man, about her credentials and stuff and everything. and what Kamala is doing and what Trump, they don't even compare. He ain't no way in her league, man. He's not in her league at all.
Nah.
But anyway, we've been talking about this for 18 minutes, man. I want to say something to the audience out there. I want to give my condolences and everything to Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. They did her service today, homegoing service today down in Houston. And she had a lot of folks and stuff down there. And City of Houston gonna miss her. They're gonna miss her. She is a very strong and powerful woman. Very strong and powerful woman. And she had a lot of people and stuff there on the Diaz and stuff and everything who came there. They had President Clinton, Hillary was there, man. A lot of dignitaries was there, man. Her homegoing service, and they showed the vice president. She did. She spoke and everything on there. It was good. I think Kamala is getting better and better and better at standing up there on that podium and giving speeches and doing whatever. She did a damn good job. I noticed that this time she was reading off of her prompts and everything most of the time during her speech and everything that she did. Whereas usually she doesn't even look at those prompts and everything. She just comes right off the cuff. But what she did and stuff the other day, man, was very good. I really was impressed by that. So I hope she keeps on and everything goes well. If she keeps going the way she is, man, ain't no stopping her. I don't know, Ted, if you saw Rachel Maddow's show
Monday?
yesterday. Yeah.
Or was it last night?
I forgot. I think it was either Monday or Sunday. She came on and did a show, and what she had to say, man, was I don't know if what she said was true, but she came forth, man, with some eye-opening stuff. I know we've had this Project 2025 thing coming up, which is eye-opening. But what she said, man, this man is dead set, man, on destroying his country.
Yeah.
He is dead set on destroying this country. From what she was saying, she said, and she brought it forth. She said, I hope that what I'm getting ready to tell you all is not true. But the signs are there. So when somebody tells his people, you don't have to vote for me. He didn't say it once. He didn't say it on 2 or 3 different occasions, and at some rallies. You don't have to vote for me. We got this under control. What did that tell you? From what he did in January 6th, and he has no compassion to stop. And some of the people that were being indicted and convicted and everything, he doesn't care about them. And I guess they don't even care either, because those 70 people that they have deployed to all these counties and stuff around the country are there to not qualify the election.
Yeah, I've been reading about that.
They are intent on not certifying the election. And he seems very confident about this crap.
Well, the DOJ has been aware of it. I've heard, I'm trying to think of the guy's name now, the head of DOJ. He's already been informed, and he said that he will have things in place. Lawyers, security, all of those things in key places. Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania.
I hope
Wisconsin.
I hope they are doing that to you, because this is, man.
You can forget Florida, because you know Florida's going to cheat.
Yeah. Well, I hope that I hope they're ready. I really do, man. I'm hoping that they're ready. Hoping that they're ready. It's nothing that I don't think that the Harris campaign can do and stuff, other than to try to win the election and leave the other stuff up to the legal community.
Well, she can do what President Obama did.
Yeah.
He had lawyers all over the place.
Right. But I don't even know.
Well, I remember when I used to walk into the here in Florida, and he did win Florida, you know.
Mm-hmm. I know, twice. He won it twice.
So what
I was there the second his 2012 election and stuff. I was in Florida that time.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying
was
is he
down
had
there.
lawyers all over the place.
Yeah, well, he had a voter protection uh, mechanism and stuff out there, or a total, a complete organization of voter protection, and most of them consisted of attorneys or legal people and stuff out there to help folks to um, be able to go in and vote without any problem. And man, I was running my ass off, man, for a whole week down there. They had me all over Duval County. That was the first time I knew that Duval County is one of the largest counties in the country. It's like, what, 45 or 46 miles long? Big county. But I think this is going to be a lot different, Ted, than what we expect. I think these folks got something up their sleeve, and I'm hoping that they're ready for this crap.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's a bunch of supremacies out there, white supremacists that's out there to stop this thing, and the what they call them, the mega people.
right, the election deniers.
Yeah.
Uh, one thing that she said, and a couple other people and stuff was saying, was that his vice president saved the day in 2020 because he said, "I'm not going to do this. We're going to go through this process and certify the election." As the vice president, he has that power to do that. And when they said that, I'm saying to myself, who's the vice president?
Well, she's the vice president right now.
She's the vice president. But if she wins the election, is she still the vice president when it comes to certifying the election?
Until she gets sworn in.
Okay. That's all I want to know. I wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
what I'm thinking,
Because Biden is still
I'm
the
hoping,
president now.
right. She's Kamala is still the vice president.
Yeah. Biden is still the
So,
president.
and Biden the president, but the president doesn't have anything to do with this certification. It's the vice
Right.
president. Yeah.
And she'll be over that certification.
I can hear him now going to court to stop her, because if she wins that election, stopping her from doing that because she is the president now, and going to court to stop it.
Oh yeah, you know that.
Going to court to say that she's not qualified to do that as vice president.
Here's the thing, and people don't know this. Just like they had that 50-year deal as far as getting rid of Roe versus Wade.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is an ongoing thing, bro. This ain't no 4 years. No. This is an ongoing battle because there's so much money in this now. People are getting paid big time to get these other people, these followers, to be engrossed in all of this kind of stuff. This is an ongoing thing, man. We got millions of people that are being paid, and they begging for money from other people so they can do this. So this is an ongoing battle. Now, what are they battling for? I have no idea. Now, well, we know what they're battling for because, number one, you have these white Christian nationalists. They want this country to be a Christian nation. They say that we are a Christian nation.
So you going into that next topic that we're supposed to be talking about with bad faith, then, huh? Is that what
That's
you're doing
correct.
now?
They
Okay,
want this country. See, the thing is that myself as a Christ follower, I don't like to use the word Christian because they didn't sort of kind of took that somewhere else. But I'm a Christ follower, and you have to live by Christ, what his teachings are. Do unto others as they have done to you. Treat people well. Love thy neighbor. those types of things. And how you going to love your neighbor and you hate your neighbor? They hate gays. They hate blacks. They don't want to integrate. They go to private schools, charter schools, anything, or they stay at home and teach their kids. Now, what is the problem with them assimilating with other nationalities or other ethnic groups? That's racism. That's prejudice. That's bigotry. You can't say that you're in the body of Christ and you feeling like that. Or is it the fact that you want to be over the so-called minority? So I don't know. I don't know what their motives are. I don't know what they're trying to do personally, but I know what they're doing is not Christ-like.
And they have been doing this for a long time.
Oh yeah.
All the way back to Reconstruction. When they started the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan was based on Christianity.
Yeah.
They based that on Christianity, and they used that and everything to poison their members' minds to hang and disrupt the black community, black people, and not allowing them to vote, not allowing them to own property, not allowing them to even read and everything. They use that and everything. And they use the symbol of religion. Because you know what's happened. They have you go to their rally, there's a cross out there. And they set it on fire. They burning it.
Well, I think people, this is on my own personal thing, they don't have the fear of God, and a lot of them have received the wrath or judgment, but it hasn't been full force yet. It's hard for me to believe that a God would allow for so many years of hatred, because we know hate is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's what they live by. Hate is, they claim, homosexuality is a sin. So hatred is just as much as a sin. Murder is a sin. Lying is a sin. So you hear them making all kind of false statements and lying on people and backbiting, bearing false witness on people. That's a sin. So you continually, but your better good, now this is their whole, I think in my personal opinion, their whole thing is, hey, we doing this for God. Really? Really? You doing that for God? I think God can do his own thing. He know how to do things. If you ain't working in love and peace and joy, you're not doing it for God. You're doing it for yourself, for your own personal gain. So they can say what they want to do, and they can live like they want to. This is a free country. You can do what you want to do. That's fine. You want to hate people? That's fine. But I'm not going to hate nobody. I don't really particularly care about violence. And, and all of those types of things. But the bottom line is, don't sit up here talking about you're a Christian and you run around trying to hurt people and that's because you don't like their lifestyle. I was listening to a minister for a few minutes, and I'm going to use this as an example. He said, look around you. Men, I want you to stand up. Look around you. They started looking around, whatever. And he said, let me tell you something. When you go outside, what do you see? You get inundated with pornography, women half dressed and all of that. And he said, you know what I hate about that? I hate it's in the church. So here's the thing. We are weak people. And, you know, it says that you should not lust. Well, that's for you to train yourself not to lust. You're supposed to be teaching people that. You're going to say, well, you should dress, a person should dress like this. And, you know, what they want to do is, you know, you ever seen that series called Handmade? They want these women to wear long dresses. They want them to cover their head. And basically you can't see their face and all of that. We live in a free society. People ought to be able to do what they want. Not indecent, but what I'm saying is people can wear and do what they want to do. That's their freedom. That's their choice. If you don't want them in your church the way they dress, hey, you can tell them to leave. But the thing is, what I don't like is that trying to control people. Now, if you got rules and regulations in your church and that's what you want to do, that's fine. But you can't tell the whole world or people outside of this that, you know, they try to tell, you know, the world is going to hell just because women got short skirts. Men walking around in body shirts and all that kind of stuff. This is a free country. You can't tell people that they, just like you can't tell people, you know, you can't drink, you can't smoke marijuana, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do. Hey, that's on you. You do what you want to do and live your lifestyle. And if your church members want to live that lifestyle, that's fine too. You can't listen to this kind of music and that kind of music. Now, you know, I always say when my kids was young, I didn't allow no rap music. But that was me. See what I'm saying? I didn't put it on nobody else. It was just like, in this house, there ain't gonna be no rap music.
So the kids knew that they couldn't do no rap music.
They couldn't play rap music in my house.
If you want to have some rap music, we got to go home.
You want to listen to rap music? You can listen to it all you want out there while you out in the street. But when you come in here, ain't no rap music.
Yeah.
That was just me. So,
well,
you know,
that's the respect that you should have for who you are and your household. So
right.
Yeah, and
but you can't tell other people how to live their life.
Right. We all did the same thing because, you know, our parents had rules and regulations in their house.
Right.
And we had to follow the rules and regulations. And you didn't like it, you get your own place.
There you go. So I followed the rules at my church. My church had rules and regulations. I abide by those rules. But when I got in the house, my house had certain rules too. So, you know.
I find it ironic, getting back to the other part of that bad faith thing. I find it ironic that in 2000, that Bush Jr. Used the Christian right to gain power,
big time,
to be president, and now you're saying Trump doing the same thing, using that Christian right to gain power, and they are following him in lockstep, and he is using it
no matter what he do or what he says
to the hill. But I noticed that there's a difference between Bush II Jr. and Donald.
Bush legitimately tried, or
Bush had some legitimacy behind his thinking about religion. Yes, he used them, but he had roadblocks. He had roadblocks that he put up. This man taking the roadblocks down. There's no roadblock for him. He can, wherever he wanted to do, he can do it. But I'm looking at this, what they call themselves, Christian nationals now,
Yeah.
and what they're doing and stuff, and they're following this man. And I'm looking at them and saying to myself, do you know who in the heck you following? Do you know who you following?
They
Because
got some
he
dude in the
he
Bible that
he
they
gon'
claim that he followed.
he will cut your throat just as fast as he would the women on that stage. Do you know who you're following? And
They don't realize it.
I don't know if some of them are going to get the message or not before he tries to attain his dictatorship. I don't know. But I'm hoping that some of them, I know I'm not, we won't be able to convince all of them, but at least 10 or 20% of them will be able to think and use their head. Who in the heck am I following? Because this man is sitting there every day and he's gathered his cult. And we've had cults and stuff, Ted, for as long as I can remember, all the time. You got Jim Jones and stuff and everything. Took them people down there and poisoned them all. We had cults, but this man and stuff right here, he got a cult, man, with millions and millions and millions of followers, and that's dangerous, very dangerous. So hopefully everything we will get through this thing, and even though if he does lose and he can't create havoc and stuff with the elections and stuff and everything, I was also told that, or it was mentioned that if he does lose, he ain't gonna give up. He
Well,
might
we
come
already
back.
know that.
He
We
might
know
come
that.
back. He might come back in 2028 and try the same thing.
We already know that. He's not going to give up, and they are not going to give up. This right here is an ongoing movement. I mean, besides Trump, they got the religious or the white Christian nationalists. Then you have all of these other people, the 2%ers or 3%ers and the Oak Boys. You got all these other little different groups, the KKK and on, and they in cahoots with them. So they all there together.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do? The point is that uh, you have a lot of, and I'll say this in as nice as I can, a lot of real uh, people that follow Christ, and I'm talking about white and black, that's really actually preaching against us. And they know that it's not right. We live in a free country. I'm going to say this, I'm going to keep saying this. We live in a free country, supposed to be free. People should be able to live like they want to, any religion that they want to practice. If they want to practice Satanism, as long as they're not doing anything and hurting people, if you want to practice Satanism, that's your business. If you want to practice Islam, that's your business. Or
Mm-hmm.
any of these other little Buddhism and everything else, all kinds of, you got Jehovah Witness, you got Catholics, you got all of these different religions. Everybody's not going to be following that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the problem. And then the thing is, they have collaborated some of these so-called people that's incorporated into this. Because what about that big religion in Utah? What's the name of it?
That's what I was thinking about. I was trying to figure out what the name of that was. That's the one that the senator belongs to.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Oh man.
But that's another group. But they don't
Mormons.
believe in,
Mormons.
right. The Mormons don't believe the same
Mormons.
thing what these so-called Christians talking about. So you got all of that. So what is going to happen? People going to stand up and say, yeah, because we have all these different religions, we have these different ethnic group people that's here now. We got people that, anytime you have enough people to protest the Gaza thing, that are Palestinian people.
Mm-hmm.
We got we're talking about hundreds of thousands of them here
Mm-hmm.
that can protest, and that's their right to protest.
And I heard that from what I've been hearing and stuff and everything, because people are fine tuning what's going on in this election, and it was said and stuff and everything that there's a huge community and stuff in Michigan, almost 300 some thousand people in there from that area. They either Palestinians or they all them folks and stuff who were around in the area there, and they voted for Trump because Biden decided that he wanted to follow Netanyahu, Jewish and folks and everything. So he lost 60% of that community and everything because of his policies and everything with Netanyahu. So they were hoping that since Kamala has come there and she's putting her own policies and stuff out there, and because she has some Indian Southeastern heritage and stuff there and everything, that she can kind of soothe over their concerns and stuff and everything, and not just follow Netanyahu and stuff in lockstep.
Right.
And so
BB, I call him BB.
she can get enough of them to not vote for Trump and everything, and give her their votes and be able to take Michigan. But we can see how powerful those summer guns are, because I don't know if you've been hearing about it, but they have a representative and stuff. Matter of fact, we talked about her. Her name is Bush, Cora Bush out of St. Louis.
Yes.
Them APAC has decided that they were going to knock her out from being reelected because she has been so strong in her convictions and stuff for the Palestinians and stuff. And they've already committed something like $15 million to stop her reelection, this coming in November.
And all you got to do is give a couple of dollars to a few Negroes.
Oh yeah. So I'm hoping that those folks and stuff down there in the St. Louis area realize that yes, she has a strong conviction and stuff for the Palestinians and stuff, but she's also have a strong conviction for her people there in St. Louis as
Well, I
well.
think she went overboard myself personally. That's just my own personal thing, because as one of my friends that I've been knowing over just as long as you told me, say that's white people's stuff. That's white folks stuff.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, we don't have no power over that. We don't, we didn't ask Biden to send no $150 billion or even a couple of billion, dollars worth of bombs for Israel or whatever it was,
Yeah, because most of them
We
now,
didn't ask for all of that.
but most of them are
Nobody asking
saying
for
that
all of that,
most.
but we have to rely on, that's why we put people in office. We have to rely on what they think is best. And we know that Israel is a strong ally.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that BB is a crook. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna say it.
but
He's a
you've
crook.
got Jewish folks here in this country who don't like BB, but they like the state of Israel. So they're sitting up there on that fence and everything to decide how far this man going to go, because it looks like to me that he done fell way on the other side of the fence. And after a while, some of those communities and everything, Jewish communities and stuff, to say, hey, our thing is not to destroy all those Palestinians, because they were in the same situation and stuff before 1948. That and even after that, when they became a state in 1948, they had to
Palestinians had
yeah,
way more land than they have
right,
now.
they did, and to come in there and do the same thing to the Palestinians that was done to them is not right. You have to allow those people and everything. Yes, they got far right folks and everything, and militaristic folks and stuff within their community, but we all got them people. Hell, we got them here in the United States and stuff. Them, some of them crazy fools and stuff, stockpiling weapons and everything, and they want to overthrow the government and all that. We got them here, but we're not going to go out and abuse all the folks and stuff in Appalachia, up there in Montana and stuff and everything, who got all those guns and everything. We going our effort is to concentrate on those the evil part. You take out the rotten part and leave the good stuff there. And that's what he should have been doing. And why BB decided that he was going to just
Wipe them
take
all
care,
out.
kill kids, children, and whoever and stuff, just to get to them or to punish them because they got leaders and stuff that a lot of them probably not following, but there's a radical group and stuff there. And it's always been a radical group and stuff in that religion, that region. I'm sorry. Uh, and they've been there for a long time. They've been there since Clinton was in office and everything. He was dealing with Muammar Gaddafi, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Gaddafi. It was somebody else. I forget that man's name. He had that. He would always walk around with the turban on his head and everything. He was
Hmm.
kind of crazy. I forget his name and stuff now, but he had him sit down there before he passed away. But they've always had those radical leaders, and you just can't wipe out a whole group of people. So I'm on the Palestinian side of everything. I say, hey, we need to do something about this and everything. And the American people and stuff need to know. And the only thing that they're doing, going out there and they are having marches and all this other stuff against what's going on there in Israel. And you can't punish those folks and put them in jail, or like Trump said, throw them out of this country because they have a different opinion than what we have. And I got one other thing to say about, and this is this political football that they're throwing around, immigration. We
Yeah.
got a we got a we got a statue sitting up there in New York Harbor, the Statue of Liberty, and even Trump daddy came in there through that whole thing. This country was built on immigration. We built this company on immigration. So you're going to have immigrants who are going to come into this country. And there
Legal
should
or
be,
otherwise.
right, there should be some comprehensive stuff. We shouldn't let, and to sit down there and to weaponize immigration and use that as a whipping horse and everything is not right. And I think that I'm hoping that Harris's campaign and stuff starts zeroing in on the fact of what the heck going on here, that they're using immigration as a weapon against legal immigration coming in this country. You have to have people coming into this country because we were built on immigration. That's why they put that Statue of Liberty out there in that harbor right there in New York as a beacon and stuff for people to come. So are you going to be a hypocrite and say nobody should be able to cross that border? You can't, because his wife came across that border lately. She brought her family over here while he was a president and brought them into this country. So why can't some of those folks and everything bring their folks into this country too? You being a hypocrite.
I
that's all.
agree. I mean,
That's all I got to say about that
yeah. I
issue.
mean,
Yeah,
the thing is though, it can be in decency and in order, and I think that
absolutely,
and that takes a
absolutely.
lot of late work, paperwork,
and
and
everything,
and vetting
and
these
it's
people and what have you, the people that really want to do something. So I don't know, that right there. I mean, they've been talking about this for what, 40 years now,
oh man, long time,
and they've been using it as a
someone,
wedge issue, just like they use abortion rights. They've been
and
using that as a wedge issue.
it
So if they
happened
get rid of,
it happened through the Obama regime and everything. They talked about there's people coming across there, and immigrants are coming in here, and they're having children, and they gave them legal right to stay in this country and stuff with an executive order because the Congress just couldn't deal with it, and they still have not dealt with that issue. And, and so now it's being used as a weapon. And we know the underlying reasons and stuff why they're
I'm gonna
using
tell
it as a
you,
weapon.
well, they use it as a weapon, but they use it also as a fundraiser because they're trying to make like they're against it so much, but yet still they won't work on the policy and the laws to
Hmm.
make it better so that you can have decent immigration and have law that's there for them to do the things they have to do. But they use that as, when I say weaponizing it, they weaponizing it because they can fundraise it off it.
Hmm.
That's the only reason why they're doing it. They keep anything, everything, and everything. All of that is all about getting more money.
And there's probably an underlying reason and stuff also, Ted, that nobody wants to touch.
Cheap labor.
And it is the fact that the people, the majority of the folks that are coming across that border are people of color. They are minorities. And the majority out there is a minority now. And they don't want to be overwhelmed by all these folks and stuff because they can vote and vote them out of office and they can lose their power. People don't
Well,
relinquish
that's in the long run.
people don't relinquish power without a fight. They don't relinquish power without a fight.
Hey, if you ever get a chance, go on. Well, I'm not going to recommend that you go on his site. Trump has a site that he's going to, number one, he's going to send everybody, all the illegals back. If you're undocumented, you're going back. And if you have a child that's here while you was here, that child is not a citizen. They're gonna pass a law for that. He's gonna do everything he can to try to mess up all of this. He's gonna get totally. This is in his. They call it something 47, not
Mm.
2025.
Mm.
It's called 47 on his website. he got
Mm.
he got it laid out, and some of that stuff is not bad, you know. And see, I'm a type of person. I'm for less government too,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't
But
just wipe everything out.
yeah, and I think, well, I know Harris had touched upon that. We can all come together with ideas, meld those ideas together because even though the other side may come up with an idea, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad idea. It could be a good idea. And you can intertwine that with your ideas and stuff and make it work and make things better. But because there is so much resistance, it doesn't happen. And we have to move away from that. And I think that she would be that beacon and everything to move away from that hardness and stuff and everything that has engulfed
Well,
this country.
here's the thing: if they can take control of Congress, where they can have real bona fide committee meetings, bringing professional people there to deal with the real issues and then make decisions and bring things to law and have real conversations where the people, because man, I listen to C-SPAN all the time. I go on C-SPAN 1, 2, and 3, and I listen to the Senate, I listen to the Congress, I listen to these committee meetings. And let me tell you, the last 2 years has been a mess. They don't talk about nothing but junk. Like they had that little false thing they was going to impeach Biden. They had the little false thing they was going to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security. They had that little funky thing about President Biden's son. That have nothing to do with the American people. We need a Congress was going to make some decisions to help the American people to make our life better. That's all I gotta say.
You ended it just at 1 hour. You nailed that one right over the head, brother. Anyway, we thank you all for listening to us. And man, it's been fun, Ted. I'm like the Harris campaign. Let's have some fun. Just like Kamala told Barack and Michelle, come on over. Let's have some fun.
Well, she must have a spine of steel, bro. Cause I'm gonna tell you, bro. This is some tough stuff here, bro.
It is, but she can smile, and that smile is infectious, because at first Trump was trying to weaponize that smile. Like, she smiles too much. Well, I think after he said that, her smile got bigger.
God bless her, man. Like I said,
hey man, I like it. I like to see him there smiling, man. He got that big smile on their face. Hey, it's infectious, man. Be happy. People like happiness. They like happiness, man. They don't like that dark stuff going around. And that's why I believe that if this keeps on going and she's going the way she is going, it's going to be a lot of people, man, who are going to vote for her. I'm telling you.
White dudes for Kamala. You got Asian people for Kamala. They having phone calls all over the place.
All over the world, all over the country, man.
All
ethnic groups and stuff now having their stuff. They need to keep it going, and she needs to get her campaign out there, helping these groups and stuff to keep on going, raise money, and get those folks out there to vote and everything and stuff for her. So, you people, let's get out there and do something. You know, help this girl, help girlfriend. She's gonna be all right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.